WWF is airing WrestleMania 11 at the Hartford Civic Center in Hartford, Connecticut, brother.
This is it, Steve. This is what you've been waiting for. Finally, Lawrence Taylor's wrestling. Thank God.
Yes, with the one earring. Yes.
Don't smoke crack. Wrestle instead while you smoke crack. Through the videos I was watching about this from various sources online, a lot of people don't like this WrestleMania, Steve.
It's considered one of the worst, if not the worst.
I got to agree on two notes. The main event, which is a celebrity match, which never is good, and the massive amount of technical difficulties at the beginning of this with a blind woman singing, which seems like kind of on purpose, like you're playing a prank on her, and then Nick Turturro, who we got from NYPD or New York, whatever, one of the Turturro brothers. You got this guy in here. Audio ain't working for half this guy's interviews, Steve.
They had to reintroduce Jenny McCarthy. Like, we didn't see her fine ass the first time. Yeah, man, production-wise, it wasn't great. But it's also perspective, man, because some people look at it as the WrestleMania that saved WWF. They were on a downswing, and it's something like this. Lawrence Taylor, I remember this being a way to draw in the casuals, then even the people who aren't casuals. You know about Lawrence Taylor, bring in the sports fans who don't watch wrestling.
The NFL, like the fans of NFL, yeah, that's a huge audience that I feel like there's a huge overlap anyway with wrestling fans. But yeah, pulling in those millions definitely makes sense. It just sucks as a wrestling fan when you're like, oh, a guy who can't wrestle in the main event. Great. Like, at least Lawrence Taylor's a mutant athlete, not Jay Leno or somebody like that, you know?
They do the introductions of the celebrities present. We got Pam Anderson. We got Jonathan Taylor Thomas, Jenny McCarthy, Nick Turturro, and Salt and Pepper.
Dude, and that lineup, Steve, having Jenny McCarthy and Pam Anderson in the same building in 95, Steve, how many boners were being popped in that audience? It all, like, from pay-per-view, because that's my dream. They made my dream happen. So for that, Vince, thank you, because it's glorious, Steve. They both look fantastic.
And then you throw in Salt and Pepper on top of all of that.
They needed to show Salt and Pepper more, because they really only showed them like near the end when Bam Bam makes a move to what I can only assume is attack them, and I would jump out of the crowd and attack him. JTT, sorry, man. Like, those titties, I'm not paying any attention to you. You're just like smart guy.
Yeah. And I remember my grandma getting this pay-per-view for us. For some reason, I thought Salt and Pepper did the national anthem, but here we are. It's not Salt and Pepper. It's Kathy Huey from the Special Olympics. And she does her rendition of America the Beautiful. And I will say, Kathy Huey, she did that.
She belted that shit, Steve. She just happens to be blind, which I think is actually kind of like a cheat code if you're doing that kind of performance, because shit, you might be where I have a million people around you or one. Yeah. But she killed it. But like I said, technical difficulties abound. Like the first part of it, you couldn't even hear what she was saying. I was like, damn, Kathy. But shout out to Kathy getting it.
Yeah, and we got Jerry Lawler and Vince on the mic. And in no time, we're introduced to the first match, the Allied Powers, Lex Luger and British Bulldog versus the Blue Brothers, Jacob and Eli Blue, with Uncle Zebekiah, a.k.a. Dutch Mantel.
That's that guy. That guy's on podcasts all the time now, just shit-talking wrestling. That's funny. This is not a good match, Steve. I didn't care for it.
Dude, what a fall from grace. Lex Luger was supposed to be the heir to the throne of Hulk Hogan. He was supposed to be the one getting the torch passed to. And I think he was doing main events in the previous WrestleMania. And here we are. You're in the opening match. And not only that, a tag team opening match.
Put two guys in a tag team that can't rock a mic, Steve. Great. British Bulldog and Lex Luger. What are they going to do? Like, if you get them in a promo, just make muscles? Because that's all they got. They don't got a guy. They don't got a manager or a hot chick. which I think would work for two buff dudes. But I like the song, Steve. It's like a
You
mix.
like that?
I like that song, Steve. It shreds. I'm into it.
Basic ass intro. And dude, if this is the Allied Powers, give me the Axis of Evil tag team. Well, this is, I'll take whoever it is. I'll take make it Yokozuna and Heidenreich. I don't know, man.
It's
The
not
bl- the
I
Blue
don't even
Brothers.
know. I don't remember the Blue Twins, Steve, but I like that they're so forgettable. Nobody even knows which is which. They're just like, one of them's in there.
Well, this is one of those pre-Attitude Era transformations, man, because the Blue Brothers would eventually become DOA.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. Eight
Well, they are
balls.
big ass dudes, but this is dumb as shit. I like it's the Allied Powers versus the redneck racist guy. It's like, what?
Yeah, or is that what they're supposed to be? I don't know if they were that.
That's what I was like. If there's an evil there, they're just Southern guys who are just racist. That's what I'm assuming. But it's not a really exciting match. I mean, British Bulldog does some cool British Bulldog stuff and does like a hold a guy up in a suplex for 10 seconds, which I love. And I do like how he got the win, which he like kind of like crawled over Lex and like pulled a guy into a sunset flip or whatever that thing's called.
Yeah, off the top or second rope or top rope, one of them. But yeah, man, they get the win and no one cares. And also, the Blue Brothers look like Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh yeah, dude, that they cloned that guy. I think you might be right.
Nerds. And now that Nick Notaro's mic's not working, we do see Jen.
Nobody can like hear what is going on like between each other. So she's just like, oh, I'm hot. Like, but it really doesn't matter. And I like that she's like, there's just guys in this locker room that are just kind of like ogling her a little bit. Like she's just sort of a piece of meat over there, which I mean, it tracks.
Yeah, it's about as cringe as watching Crush, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
These big nasty dudes around this OJ. Look at Nikolai Volkov trying to fit in that tight ass Ted DiBiase shirt. It was like the Ted DiBiase suit with the lapel, but it was a shirt. Like, dude, you look gross. Go home.
Went to Ross and fucking got that shit. The $1 Million Crew or whatever it is, they're just it's not $1 million, Steve.
Comma, the fighting machine, comma, another pre-attitude situation. Man, I can't wait for you to be Godfather. But next match is Jeff Jarrett with the roadie versus Razor Ramon in the 1-2-3 Kid, little cousin Richie.
Dude, he has got the coolest leather gi that I've ever seen, Steve.
It's very Bruce Leroy.
It's Dragonfly Jones. That's his like Sunday best. Man. X-Pac 1-2-3 Kid though, Steve, he's too ugly of a man. Take his beard off and give him long hair, it's gross. Put a beard on it, weird. But then I have memories of him backdoor in China.
She didn't think he was ugly.
No, she didn't. That was true love. So beautiful, baby. Yeah. It's not good. This match, Steve, we've seen this match a couple times recently. Jeff Jarrett versus Razor Ramon. This was a thing. I do like that Razor Ramon and 1-2-3 Kid eventually put the bad blood behind them because they went against each other for a while, and then now they're together. Unlikely tag team, I guess. I don't know.
The Clique, man. They always say Jeff Jarrett was like an unofficial member of the Clique, and that makes sense because he was paired up with Razor a lot, and eventually Road Dogg would be a part of that Clique, aka DX. So I'm sure all those guys were hanging around each other, probably taking road trips together in the same car. He becomes a big part of this match, and that's why 1-2-3 Kid's in it to play the equalizer, I guess. He even cost Jeff Jarrett the match, interfering with Razor's edge.
That's what he does, Steve. He's the road. He cleans up the mess. He can't have his boss losing like that. So yeah, I like how skeevy is. He's always just like kind of hiding in the shadows, as a good roadie does, Steve. You're not supposed to see the crew like that.
But cousin Richie, he comes in and sets people straight, but they eventually get on him. And basically him and Razor are pounded to the ground.
Yeah, and Razor, he's always dealing with like a bum knee or something. So at one point, we're not sure if he can even get him up in a Razor's edge, which was a problem in the previous match that they show us. But, you know, good decent match for the guys. I love seeing Razor Ramon. We don't get a Razor's Edge, which I hate. And we don't even get a win because it's just a DQ. But
DQ.
Jeff Jarrett gets to retain the title because there's no change of belts in a DQ situation. So he takes that very cool Intercontinental title strap back to the backstage with Road Dogg.
And he's gushing.
Yeah, what happened there? He just like got blasted in the nose. He comes away with like a broken nose or something, or I don't know, but it's Jeff Jarrett, Steve. He's going to be fine.
E-double-T. And up next is King Kong Bundy with Ted DiBiase versus Undertaker with Paul Bearer. And there's no buildup. That's one of the issues I had with this pay-per-view. Like, we're in the third match, and we already have the Taker match, the annual Taker WrestleMania match.
Why King Kong Bundy, Steve? I'm trying to remember back to this. Like, why did they bring this relic back to fight in WrestleMania? Like, why?
Well, you know, this $1 million corporation is spread throughout this pay-per-view. Undertaker's one of the foes, one of the ops of Ted DiBiase's crew. So there's been that thing with the urn and IRS. He was trying to take the urn. He had a match with Taker around this time. And as we see in this, man, Kama will eventually take the urn and turn it into a chain.
Hell yeah. I love that. Nice, Vince. Nice.
Yeah.
What would a guy like you do? Again, that's crazy as fuck. Also, Steve, was there some kind of a promo for this match where Paul Bearer was dressed as a woman in a car? Did you see that?
I totally missed that.
I'll have to show it to you after the show, but I think there was a promo where Paul Bearer's in drag. He looks like Mimi, basically.
Oh God,
it's crazy. Yeah, I was watching this match and like, one, I hate fat matches where there's a fat guy who can't be knocked down, like a Yokozuna situation or an earthquake. But here we get King Kong Bundy, a guy who I like 70s, 80s wrestler that I apparently was still doing this. I don't remember it. I mean, he doesn't look too old in this, but King Kong Bundy, Steve?
Dude was in the first WrestleMania. And the ref in this is Larry Young, who was a MLB ump at the time. Vince was just doing shit. Like, I know this is around the time they had that strike, the MLB lockout. So I guess they try to tie that to WWF in some way. It's still stupid. Like, here's an umpire, but he's in the wrestling ring.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Who? It wasn't an exciting match. At one point, Taker just takes his urn back because the $1 million corporation has it now. He takes it back. Paul Bearer opens it up. There's a light coming out of it. It looks pretty cool. And then Kama's just like, yoink, and just take it.
That easy.
It's no real supernatural abilities or ass kicking. He just pushes Paul Bearer over and just takes it like a piece of shit.
Yeah. And then as he goes back, he tells like, yeah, I'm going to make this shit a chain.
Bye. Is this the birth of Godfather, Steve? Does he transition to that like right after he makes the chain? Because it leads into it. Maybe that's the storyline.
It should be. This is not a memorable match of Taker, of his undefeated streak, because it ends very unceremoniously. Like, he basically body slams him, and then he gets a flying clothesline, which is like a secondary move, and that's what gets him the pin.
Yeah, I mean, no tombstone. The real Undertaker move we get is the walking on the top rope thing, which, I mean, love that. Just not a fan, Steve. Sorry. I mean, shout out to King Kong Bundy. I love it when you're chewing on turnbuckles, but
that's George the Animal Steel.
My bad. See, I don't even know. I don't even know King Kong.
They were both bald and gross. But now we go backstage and we get Steve Mongo McMichael, Reggie White, Carl Banks, Chris Spielman from the Ohio State, and Ken Norton Jr.
And surprisingly, really, none of these NFL guys should be on a mic, but they get their little time. Shout out to Reggie White, though, Steve. Shout out. I don't like the Eagles. I never did, but Reggie White's a beast. Rest in peace.
Definitely never liked the Packers, but yeah, man, got to give props where it's due. You were the minister of defense. Two of these guys, Reggie White and Steve Mongo, they're no longer with us, but I feel like Chris Spielman, he was ready for this. He seemed like a natural on the mic. No?
He was fine. I mean, dude, he looked like a goddamn wrestler. Spielman, I remember Spielman being bald and not like he as squatty as he looked in this, but dude, Spielman, shit, I would have hate to have seen him at a bar after this. That's for sure. That dude can bust some people's chops. Also, Steve, shout out to Chris Spielman because I know you love the Ohio State. And do you know that Chris Spielman's father is responsible for him not going to Michigan because he said if he would disown him.
Yeah, as he should.
And I agree. I mean, I'm with you. I don't like Michigan. I'm whatever with Ohio State. But shout out to Chris Spielman, dude. He's a Hall of Famer, I think.
No, he's not. But I mean,
Collegiate Hall of Famer, Steve.
Maybe something like that. Yeah, we'll roll with that. They just wanted their presence to be known. So then we cut to another room where we see Jonathan Taylor Thomas, Mr. Simba himself, playing chess with Bob Backlund. It's a very odd setting.
In a dark room.
In a dark room.
Nick Turturro's not put off by it. I would have tried to call the police immediately, but this is what's wrong with America, Steve, and with the world. These kids. You know, at first he says these kids don't know shit, but Jonathan Taylor Thomas knows everything. He knows the capital of some place that I've never heard of. And then Bob Backlund's like, that's the problem.
That is
these are know-it-alls.
They're know-it-alls. Huh. Okay, boomer.
Fuck Bob Backlund, Steve. I'm here to say it. I don't like it. I don't like the wrestler. Is Bob Backlund still with us?
He's still here running for office and losing. But yeah. Now, up next is Owen Hart. I guess at this point, we don't know who his tag team partner is supposed to be. So he comes out solo. He makes the announcement that his tag team partner is Yokozuna, who comes out with Mr. Fuji and Jim Cornette versus the Smoking Guns, Billy and Bart.
Looking very hockey players, Steve. These mullets that they got rocking in this.
Nasty.
They are vintage. Billy Gunn became Mr. Ass at one point, was in DX. And in this, he's just an all-American, like, we're going to go out there and get him. That's like his promo. It's like, that's not exciting. That's not good, Billy. But I actually, Steve, even though it involved Yokozuna, I thought this was a pretty decent match. I thought actually for the Smoking Guns, who I really had no expectation for, they pulled off some pretty cool like tag team maneuvers that I was very impressed with. So I'll give them that credit.
Yeah, I actually had that written in my notes, man. Like the whole get up, the cowboy thing, I think it's corny. You're wearing boots that model after cowboy boots, tight ass jeans. It's very Brokeback Mountain-ish, but I will say, man, some of those maneuvers I had never seen before, man. So, and they pull those off.
Even Yokozuna does his typical stuff, but he's great. And Owen's, a beast, man. That guy is such a good wrestler. So the Guns are the champs at this. Owen and Yokozuna finally finish them off because Yokozuna just straight sits on Billy Gunn. And when he does that bonsai drop, the noise Billy makes is hilarious. He's like, oh! He really sells it. So Owen and Yokozuna are the new tag champs, Steve. Yeah. Which I think we saw this in like another, like maybe a future pay-per-view that we've talked about where they were already the tag team champions. But yeah, I was actually pleasantly surprised by this match, I would say.
Unfortunately, Yoko couldn't fit his belt. Why are y'all like zooming in on Owen, knowing damn well his tag team partner can't fit his? Like,
he's like, yeah. I like that Owen's walking around doing stuff. Yokozuna after a match is just leaning against the rope, just trying to get his breath back. Just
gas.
Yeah, gassed like a motherfucker. But 500 pounds, dude, can't be easy.
Up next is the I Quit match, and it's supposed to be Bret Hart versus Bob Backlund. So there's a special guest referee. The Fink announces Roddy Piper, the hot rod himself. Oh, yeah, what do you say I quit? Oh.
Yeah, I love this concept for a match, which this has to be the only time this happens, Steve, because it is so fucking stupid. What's the point of a ref at this? It's the same thing.
He holds the mic, I
You
guess.
just got to hold the mic, which I do like. At one point, Rowdy just gets kind of weird with it, and he's like, Bret's putting a submission on, and he asked Bob Backlund if he's going to quit. It's a no. And then he's like, what about you? And he just like holds it up to Bret. Bret's like, no. Like breaks a little.
And Bob Backlund has no entrance music. I guess that's apropos because he's bland.
The JTT thing kind of was like weird, but that, it is what it is. Is he the psycho guy? Like, because I remember that being kind of his shtick, was that he was Bob Backlund, but he had like a screw loose. And here he's just kind of just, I guess, creepy, but not crazy.
He basically turns into a modern boomer. Like when he was first brought back, he was supposed to be a good guy, a shot of nostalgia. Vince thought like, oh, this golden star from back in the day, the fans can't wait. But the fans weren't receiving him. It was the 90s, man. Like we don't care about this 1975 ass wrestler, Greco-Roman ass shit. So over time, he I guess they flipped it where he's like, oh, you don't respect me. You don't acknowledge, well, screw you. And that's kind of what made him a heel because he was like pissed that he wasn't getting that same love.
You look like Ferguson, dude. Like there's nothing appealing. He has no mic skills. And when he's wrestling, the cross-face chicken wing or whatever his wrestling move is, it's stupid enough. But when he's like approaching you to do it, he has to he's like Godzilla or something. There's nothing good about it. So it's funny that, and maybe it's good writing that they brought him back with the assumption like, oh, it is a nostalgia thing. That's cool. And when he was getting shit on, they're like, all right, we're going to turn this around. You're going to act like you're pissed about this. Like they don't like you, dude.
Yeah, it works better this way. There's a point where they're like rolling around on the mat, giving reverse figure fours. Like, no, I'm going to give you a figure four. No, I'm going to give you a figure four. That's when Roddy's just going haywire with that damn microphone. Backlund, he eventually gets Bret in the crossface, but Bret reverses it and puts him in the crossface.
And he won't let it go, Steve. He gets him like standing up in it, and then he just brings him down to the canvas like a true assassin. And I think Backlund just blacks out. He won't give up, Steve.
It's weird. Like Piper just ended it. I don't think he was out. He just kept making sounds. Like the whole point was to say, I quit. I didn't hear that man say, I quit.
Like, I got to go do a blast, dude. This is taking way too long.
The Hartford screw job. Yeah, it's Backlund, so nobody cares. And like one of the through lines of this pay-per-view is no one can find Pam Anderson. She's supposed to escort Shawn Michaels out, but like she's MIA. What?
Where'd she go? King's like, how do you lose Pam Anderson? I got to agree. How do you lose Pam Anderson? I'd be all over that all night. But yeah, she's disappeared, Steve. Some say she left because Shawn did something untowards, possibly.
So here's the match. HBK versus Diesel, and they announced the celebrities in this pay-per-view. JTT comes out. He's the guest timekeeper. And then they bring out Nick Turturro, who's the guest ring announcer. Doesn't do a great job, man. But, hey, shout out to the Turturro brothers. He announces HBK, and he comes out with his bodyguard, Sid, along with Jenny McCarthy and them puppies versus Diesel. And Diesel comes out, and then he calls to the back, and here's Pam Anderson. Vern, vern.
And they're looking fabulous, Steve. That's all I can say. This is my dream come true. If I could have been in between them sitting ringside, that's my make-a-wish as a young child, Steve. It's everything. They look fantastic.
Yeah.
JTT was just over there like...
Yeah. Just basking in the moment, man. He even brings her into the ring before the match even started. Like, hey, everybody, get a real good look at this.
They do that a couple times where it's like, hey guys, we're just bringing you here because of, you get it. Like,
Hard-ons, yeah.
I would love to know what was being said to them when they were sitting by the ring because they're right by the crowd. Like, there's some guys that are like, Jenny, please touch it.
Got some nice titties, dog. Shawn is
Well,
salty.
Yeah. I mean, and rightfully so, Steve. Because I feel like in the 90s, it was 1 and 2, Jenny McCarthy, Pam Anderson. But I think the consensus is Pam Anderson's the top get in this duo. It's an equal get for me. I was a huge Jenny McCarthy fan. She is gorgeous. Just a lunatic now, but Diesel won, Steve.
And you know what? I take that back. This might actually be the match of the pay-per-view.
Oddly enough, though, Kevin Nash doesn't like this match, man. I saw him talking on that Click This show he has. He said that, Shawn didn't want to take any bumps, which you can kind of see with the jackknife that
sloppy.
He falls on his butt basically, and that's it. So Kevin Nash doesn't have a lot to say. I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was kind of a fun match. It's a big guy versus a little guy, and obviously Shawn Michaels is the ultimate, so he does his job.
Just didn't take that jackknife the best, man.
Yeah, but he still did all this stuff, like the hitting the turnbuckle and flipping over it, cross body off of the top into the crowd or under the floor and stuff. So I didn't really see all him not wanting to take bumps, but I mean, this is a classic duo right here in wrestling. It's great to see them actually wrestle each other.
Off of that broken jackknife, man, Diesel gets the pin, the win, and the belt, and the honeys. Like, Jenny McCarthy just lit Shawn Michaels and Sid. Just like, yeah, that big Jerry curl motherfucker, he was scaring me anyway. So, yeah, the honeys both coming to the ring with Diesel. He was already the big man. He's the big man of Hartford.
Every man's dream at this moment in time in the world. Kevin Nash, take JTT and Nick Tuturo out of it, but that's fantastic, dude. And then there's a guy who has to help Jenny McCarthy get out of the ring after this that just gets a face full of titties, Steve. He just grabs her to take her down, and he just gets a full I mean, it's the experience that we all wanted. So salute to whoever that guy was.
And the cameraman. You knew what you were doing.
Oh, yeah. There's a couple of guys who are right there when they're getting into the ring. Look at that ass, man.
Look at the titties. And up next is this main event, man. They introduce the people. It's kind of a lumberjack match in a way because you got people on the good guy side and you got people on the heel side. And they introduce this weak-ass $1 million corporation. This just shows you how subpar this roster was. So they roll out King Kong Bundy as if he didn't already have a match. Tatanka, Nikolai Volkov from the 1980s Bolsheviks.
Depths,
Dude, they dug deep, IRS, and then Ted DiBiase. So they all come out, and then out comes the football players: Ken Norton Jr., Chris Spielman, Ricky Jackson, Carl Banks, Steve McMichael, and Reggie White.
God, Steve Mongo McMichael, man, just keeps winning, even though he is a dog shit wrestler, Steve. They even let him bitch out one of the wrestlers in the ring when they get in. And here's the funny thing that I think at the end of this, they were like, we got to wrap this up. They make the $1 million corporation, who's 2 of the 3 or 3 of the 4 or 5 guys are old men, and they make them run out to the ring. Like why are you doing this?
Man,
Ted DiBiase has a freaking tux on, and he's got to run to the ring. I don't understand that, other than they're like, we got to get out of here.
Man.
We got to get out of here.
Did you make sure they took their heart medicine before they went out here, man?
Straight. But they get bitched out by actual all pro athletes. I mean, dude, like I said, Chris Spielman is jacked in this. He was ready to go. And also, just another fun fact for him. Do you know that Chris Spielman was the first high school athlete to ever be featured on a Wheaties box?
I did not know that.
There you go. There's another Ohio first thing. Shout out to Chris Spielman. He's in our Hall of Fame, Steve. Fuck the NFL Hall of Fame. Fuck that gold jacket.
That's why T.O. didn't show up, you cocksuckers. Bam Bam comes out. He basically jumps at Salt and Pepper, which I don't appreciate.
Hell
But
no.
yeah, Salt was with the shit, though. She was ready.
Yeah, they had to hold her back. And like, shame on you, Bam. I think he was just trying to get like a little. He's a sick bastard, that Bam Bam. But I think you're about to reference LT's gear, Steve.
Oh, yeah. I want one.
I do too. It was great. It was the WWF logo. It was all 90s colors. It was the color of those cups with the little squiggle. It was that.
Squiggle. Yep.
So, yeah, shout out to whoever was doing the gear for LT. I like the warm-up gear. Now, the LT half shirt that he's rocking in the match, I'm not into that. I'm not into the Ezekiel Elliott special that he's rocking. I'm not into it.
Who's the little Robert Shapiro, Little Joe motherfucker that came out with him? Is that, I'm guessing, his manager or agent?
You're a bum, LT. It's that guy. He has to have a trainer. Somebody had to teach him how to kind of punch and fall a little bit whenever he does everything in this match. Was LT high, Steve? What do you think? What are the chances?
Man, that pipe was not too far behind. But maybe that guy was just there to remind him, I get 10%. I get 10%. Don't forget, I get 10%. Right after this match.
I made this happen. I pulled you out of that crack house, LT. Okay?
I'm wearing the same suit as you, so you don't forget. For some reason, like, this is such a random pay-per-view. Pat Patterson is the ref. Earl Ebner wasn't available. Did he get the flu? Pneumonia?
Also, he takes like 8 minutes to explain the rules of the match, which I think everybody knows. I know LT ain't a damn wrestler, but he's sitting there like, well, this and this and this and that. It's like, okay, dude, do you forget what they are? Are you that old?
Maybe he was telling LT he wants to fuck him.
Listen, man, I got 20.
How big is it? But man, I will say Lawrence Taylor is, for a non-wrestler, he's pulling this off, man. He's making it seem like somewhat of a legit match, a wrestling match, man. For somebody with no prior experience, his moveset is limited. Get some clotheslines, a lot of jabs, a lot of brawling. He did a couple bulldogs, which I appreciate. I like a good bulldog. Grab him from the back of the head and just like, yeah.
Yeah, and he takes some good bumps too. You know, he's not like underselling or like being like stiff, whatever you want to use the terminology, but
yeah,
it is what it is, man. I think he does one suplex or like
a back suplex, yeah,
something. But you know, like you said, the moveset's limited at best. And I mean, his finishing move is getting on the second turnbuckle and throwing a forearm. So, I mean, that's basically Lex Luger's super move too. Before this, whatever that is.
No, the torture rack. But LT, those shots, they look legit. I don't know if it's the way Bam Bam sold them or if those are like straight shots, because it looks like he's clocking them.
That's how tough a wrestler is, because like Bam Bam had to get into a ring with a guy like LT who's not just some celebrity. This guy's like a killer. Like, he's a trained killer. He's one big ball of muscle that did a lot of damage to humans. Yeah, exactly. So I wonder how much training he had, or like to pull punches and stuff. But there's a couple times where it looks like Bam Bam took a couple of straight legit shots from Lawrence Taylor, who's not too far away from his prime, Steve. I mean, these are some heavy shots. So Bam Bam, I guess it was just like he got the main event, man. It's like, that's part of it. You got to take some of this because this guy does not know what he's doing.
Well, and plus, he's already missing teeth, so he's probably like, man, I could take some punches. So, dude, I don't think this man fully got his propers, and they're just now inducting him into the WWE Hall of Fame this year. But Vince, he didn't look at this match as like, well, damn, he was able to make this work with Lawrence Taylor, a football player. Man, I should keep pushing this guy. He held it down, even though this was a weak card. He held it down for a main event.
And he's the only guy in there with like the experience. I mean, the other guys are like old men on the outside of the ring, but I mean, we're wrestling fans, but I was like, to the casual person watching this, like, it's good. And it's like I said, it's not a Jay Leno match where it's like some old man looking stiff as fuck. Like, Bam Bam made it work, and LT's an athlete. So as long as he sold like the damage he was taking, it wasn't a complete loss. And that is kind of weird. Like, you didn't get the credit for that. Because, I mean, put Hulk Hogan or somebody in the match like this, and it would have been way worse. Like, Bam Bam was out there, like, taking the shots. Maybe that's why he did it. Like he got it. But yeah, that's crazy. And that is crazy. He's hasn't been in the Hall of Fame for a long. I mean, this guy's a legend, dude. Two different Federation legends.
Straight up, man. LT, he does those shots to the face, some stiff forearms to the face, and then he goes to the second rope and does like a flying forearm to the face, and that's what gets him the pin. Now, DiBiase, he's ashamed of Bam Bam. He's chewing him out all the way to the back. This would lead to Bam Bam just leaving the corporation, and he becomes a face for a short stint before he just leaves the company, goes to ECW, and then recreates himself, reinvents himself.
He had to find himself, Steve, after
He
this.
did.
That's crazy. But I mean, weak card overall. There were some bright, shining moments, some funny moments. And at the end of the day, Steve, we get Pam Anderson and Jenny McCarthy in one building, even if it's in Hartford. I mean, shit, that's fine because it's great and I enjoyed it. Also, just shout out to Kevin Nash, man.
One of the coolest.
Badass.